Hello again. Today we are going to write an absolute value equation with the given solutions. So let's say I want to find an equation that has the solutions 3 and 7. So what I would do is I would draw these on the number line. So let's say I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I have 3 and 7. First thing I want to do is I want to find the midpoint, halfway between those two numbers. Well, if I go 1, 2 from the 3, and then I go back 2 from the 7, that leaves 5. So 5 is the midpoint. All right, now I want to find what is the distance from each point to the midpoint. Well, from 3 to 5, it's 2. And from 7 to 5, it's also 2. So the distance is 2. The midpoint is 5. So the way we write this absolute value equation is I draw my absolute value bars, and it's x minus the midpoint, which is 5, is equal to the distance, which is 2. All right. So the form of that is going to be x minus the midpoint in the absolute value bars is equal to the distance. Remember, it's the distance from the midpoint to one of the solutions. In this case, it would have been 2. Let's do another one. All right, let's write an absolute value equation with the given solutions -4 and 6. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a number line, and I will start back here at -4, and I will work my way up to 6. All right, and now I want to find the midpoint of -4 and 6. So I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from 4, and go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that puts me at 1. So that means that 1 is my midpoint. All right, and the distance from the midpoint to the edge of our solution is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the distance is 5. Our midpoint is 1. So remember, it's the absolute value of x minus the midpoint, which is 1, is equal to the distance. Let's do one more. So let's say we want to find an absolute value equation with the solutions -8 and -2. Well, I draw my number line. I start with -8, and I work my way to -2. All right, now I start with -8, and I work my way towards the center, and I'll go 1, 2, 3 from -8. And then I will go 1, 2, 3 from -2, and I'll notice that my midpoint is right here at -5. So this is my midpoint, and it is 3 places from the midpoint to the solution. So that means the distance is 3. So I have a distance equals 3, and my midpoint is -5. So remember that the form that we're going to write this in is the absolute value of x minus the midpoint. Close the absolute value is equal to the distance. Now I can simplify this because minus a negative is plus, so I will write this as the absolute value of x plus 5 is equal to 3. And that's how you write an absolute value equation with given solutions.